So another major challenge in the fashion industry is electricity. Electricity is one very big deal, and we know the way the system of electricity here in Nigeria. So technology has made it in a way now that you can't make an outfit without electricity, or because you have to iron, you have to use an electric machine, which is the industrial machine. You have to, if it's a cloth that requires buttons, you have to use the buttonhole machine, which is also electric. You need light to see what you're doing. You need to weave the clothes. You need so many things, and electricity is one very vital thing in the fashion industry. So you cannot overlook the fact that electricity is a challenge, especially when you and I is in Nigeria. So now, how am I able to overcome this particular challenge of electricity? I decided to have the way I have electric machines. I decided to have manual machines as well, machines that can work even in the absence of light. But in terms like that, anytime I need to do anything that is pertaining to ironing and pertaining to electricity and all, then I'll have to resort to turning on my generator. And now the problem with the generator, and the generator trying to produce power for use is that you have to keep fueling it. You have to buy fuel, you have to keep fueling it, and the cost of fuel is high. So the way I'm able to cut out these expenses and overcome these expenses is that I do all my cuttings, I do all my analysis, all my online, anything I have to do online. Like if I have to upload anything, if I have to post on my social media platform or do it, I do all those things when there is no light, things that can possibly be done in the absence of electricity. I make sure I do all those things, and then so that when the light comes on, I get to work and do the main things. And then if the light goes off while working, I can now turn on to switching on my generator in order to keep working. So having said all I've said concerning the fashion industry and how it enhances the economy of Nigeria, the economy of the country, and how to overcome the challenges you face in the fashion industry and all, I'll be talking about, the next thing I'll be talking about now is how I started my own fashion business, how I came up with Nellybrace Fashion School, and how it has been running smoothly to the glory of God, how everything has been going smoothly without a loan from the government, without the support from the government, without the loan from the bank, or even without any huge savings I've had before now. So this is how the story goes. Before I decided to start a fashion school, I already learned how to sew many years ago in 2013 during the ASU strike. So I was able to learn the skill then through freehand. I learned from a roadside tailor that taught me everything. She taught me the basics of sewing, taught me how to measure, taught me how to attend to a client, taught me how to differentiate between fabrics, taught me how to know who and what to work with. She taught me how to present myself to a customer, and how to talk to the customer, and how to be respectful to a customer and to respect their wishes. So basically, she taught me very important and vital things I needed to know. With the little skill I had in fashion and designing, in tailoring, I went back to school after the strike. On getting back to school, I was able to enroll myself in the costume and makeup group of theatre arts department, Imo State University. So during this stage of my life, I wasn't even interested in making money. Money was not the aim at the moment. The aim at the moment was to make sure I don't stop what I love to do. Make sure I kept on doing what I knew how to do best. Make sure I kept on sewing, cutting, and doing all that, so that I wouldn't forget the little that has been impacted on me already by my teacher. So I joined the costume and makeup team of the department as early as when I was in year 1. So I was joining them in making costumes, sewing costumes for the productions, and drafting costume charts, doing all that. So while practicing that, I got more familiar with the skill, I got more familiar with the art, I got more familiar with human body and measurement and all. So it helped me a long way. So my first client, how I got my first client was still as I was sewing in school. Then the school had a sewing room where you can sew different types of things for the production. So a girl that was a student at the moment, she saw me, she was my classmate. She saw me sewing. I was like, please, can you make something for me? I said, I don't sew, I'm just doing this because, okay, I know how to join clothes together, but then I wasn't perfect. So I was trying to convince her that this is not, I don't sew professionally, I don't sew to collect money. So she was just like, her tailor refused to collect her clothes and this and that. I should just make it for her. It's a simple dress, this, that. So I was able to do that for her with the machine in the school. So on doing that, people saw her dress, liked it, and started approaching it to me. So when I noticed that this could be a way of me making money, I decided to be making my own clothes, and then I got a sewing machine. I got a sewing machine through the help of, I remember then I had one I had a job given to me by, I don't know if I should mention his name, but I had a job given to me by a particular man that helped me get money to make a sewing, to buy a sewing machine. So when I got that job, I made the shirt, I sent it to him, and he gave me half of the money beforehand. So I made the shirt, I sent it to him. So he paid me the balance, and I added up the little I had and got a sewing machine then for about 25,000 naira, a brand new sewing machine. Also got help from my mom. She gave me some money to add to it. That was how I was able to get a machine and kept it in my hostel. So I was able to keep sewing for people and keep doing what I was doing. As at then, I was in 300 level. So in 300 level, I was already getting customers, people were already giving me clothes, and I was sewing, and I was using the money to buy my textbooks. I was using the money to take care of myself, to feed myself. So it wasn't really a difficult thing to do at the moment. So it happened that when there was a particular girl I made a dress for, and it was very lovely. She loved it so much, and after people saw her dress, it was like boom. I started making outfits, I started sewing, I said, like, since then till now, I've never had a moment of I don't have anything to sew, or I don't have anything to sew. So to God be the glory for all that. So that was an advantage on my side. So on finishing the university, I decided to go to a fashion school. So my NYSC year, I used it all through to go to a fashion school. So I decided to further in Needlecraft Fashion School, so I'm going to do Lekki. So in Needlecraft, I was taught the rudiments of fashion. I was taught fashion theoretically. I was taught necklines, stitches, seams, pockets, these little things that gives detail to a dress. I was taught those little things, and it was of a very tangible and wonderful thing to me. So I was taught those little things, and I was able to take note of them. I was able to pay attention to how the school was being run. Even as a student, I was able to pay attention to how the school was being run. Why? Because I had a vision, and the vision was to bring a good fashion school to Owerri. So on doing all that, I paid attention to every little thing that happened in school, how the events were being handled, and how our teachers taught, and how everything was being done. So with that idea, I came down to Owerri after my NYSC was over in August 2019. So I decided that okay, now this is the time for me to open up a fashion school. I had the intention of opening up the fashion school in 2020. So I started that October 2019. I began writing business plans. I began drafting plans and plotting strategies and all that I felt would help me. So after a while, I was able to work in October, November, and I was able to keep working from October to December. I kept working, trying to see if I can raise money, because I didn't finish my NYSC with any savings at all, due to the fact that I was learning and I was serving. So I decided to come up with savings, little savings of mine. So I was able to save some amount of money that wasn't even up to ₦500,000. I was able to save it, and then I sent my proposal to my bank, my business proposal. I sent it to my bank. I sent it to some friends that I felt could support me, and some other people. But here's the shocking thing. You wouldn't get, I don't know about, let me not put it directly, I didn't get any help from the people I thought would support me. I didn't. So how did I then do it? How did it happen? It happened when a friend, I decided to, I had a voice in me that would just ask me to go ahead and look for a place. So I decided to look for a 3-bedroom apartment where I'm going to run my fashion school. I went further. I knew that I didn't have the money, but I didn't let it weigh me down. I still went further and looked for the place. So when I found the place, I called one of my friends and told him about the place. I told him that I found somewhere that I would like to have my fashion school in, and the place is okay, and the location is nice and all that. So he was able to pay for the place for me, of which I'm very grateful. He was able to support me with that. And then the little money I had that I said wasn't up to ₦1,000,000, or wasn't up to ₦500,000, I used it to get machines, to buy machines. I used it to get tables, mannequins, and marker boards, and all that I know is needed in a fashion school. I got pattern papers. I got different types of drafting rulers, drafting tools. I just got everything ready because I had the vision, and I know what I wanted, even if I didn't have the money at hand at the moment. So that was how I was able to come up with that. So judging with the fact that the economy was too tight during the COVID-19 incident, I decided to run my business in the system that is called, in a way that is called the bootstrapping. They call it the bootstrapping. What's the bootstrapping? That's using the resource generated from your business to run the business. At this point, I wouldn't want to disappoint a friend that has helped me so far and asked me and supported me. So I wanted to do everything on my own. I wanted to run the business with the money coming from the business, even if the profits. I wasn't focusing on the profit at the moment. I was focusing on how I was going to keep the business running throughout the year 2020, irrespective of the COVID-19 incident. So how did I go about this? I decided to throw an ad. I decided to do an advert that was stating that I decided to do an ad that stated that I was on promo. So I ran a promo of 25k for 6 months for an individual. So you will ask that, why would I collect 25k for teaching someone how to sew when I know outside there is very expensive learning in a fashion school? Here is why I did it. The cost of a manual sewing machine, the cost of a manual second-hand sewing machine is about 25 to 30,000. So I decided to use that instead as a kick-off point for my business. So in this bootstrapping method I decided to acquire, I decided to make sure I tag 2 people to 1 machine. So if 2 people pays me 25,000 for 50,000, then I will now use half of the money, like 30,000, to get the second-hand sewing machine, and the remaining 20,000 I pump it into the school business, using it to do any other thing that is required of me at the moment, that is required of the school, that needs to be done in the school. So that was how I was able to run my business since May after the lockdown. Up until now, this is August. That was how I've been able to do it. And right now I have over 30 students currently learning in Nelly Grace Fashion School. So I'm so glad and I'm so grateful to have been I feel very privileged to have been in this training today. I feel very opportune and very privileged to have been in this training today, and I am so grateful. Thank you, getjobs.ng, for this opportunity. You are the best. Thank you so much. I'm ready to take questions. I'm ready to attend to your question. I'm ready to hear whatever things you want to ask me, and I'll be standing by waiting for your replies. Thank you so much. I really appreciate, and I love you all.